What's up, people? Welcome to the session. How are you guys doing? I hope all of you guys are doing good. I am super duper excited today because this is one of the many NTSE sessions that's going to happen for physics, and you guys might already know how important NTSE is. I've already done an entire session on that, so make sure you check that out as well to understand the importance of NTSE and why we are doing all of this to help you guys to be better apart from your CBSE syllabus as well. So anyways, I hope all of you guys are doing good once again, people, and once again an amazing news. More than 1,500 students are going to IITs from Vedantu. Yes guys, you heard that right. 1,500 students from Vedantu are going to IITs, and that is an amazing feat. All thanks to, obviously the credit goes to all the students out there and the teachers who's put in all the effort, but yes, that is an amazing news, and I think every one of us should celebrate that, because getting into IIT is one such thing that's going to help you to secure your life, and that is something that a lot of these students have achieved. So kudos to all those students who have scored some really amazing ranks and made all of us proud. But anyways, let's make each other proud as well. So let's get into the NTSE session for today, guys. My name is Anoop. I'm Master Teacher of Physics here at Vedantu. I've been teaching for almost 5 years now, and today is the day that we are going to be doing 40 questions, roughly about 40 questions in the next 40 minutes. So that means that we have 1 minute to solve each question. We'll try to be as quick as possible, but there are a few numericals which would take me a little longer to explain while I'm doing so. But yes, I want you guys to make sure that you stay till the end and try out each and every one of these questions, and let me know in the comment section how many of these questions were you able to solve. And trust me guys, these questions are super amazing, not only from your CBSE, but there are a few questions which are higher order thinking questions as well, which requires you to think a little deeper into it, dig a little deeper into the concept to check how good is your foundation. So let's begin without wasting any more of your time. So let's get into it, guys. Now before we get into that, also one more thing. Since we have had an amazing festival just now, Dasara, which happened, I believe, yesterday, we are also having the Vedantu Educational Fest, people. All of the sessions that's going to happen on the Vedantu platform for 50% off. Yes, guys, you heard that right. All of the session for 50% off. That is never, ever before happened, and it's going to happen right now. This is your chance to grab that opportunity and make it yours. Be it term 1 preparation, be it term 2 preparation, be it foundation courses, NTSE preparations, everything for 50% off. And it's never ever gonna happen again. So make sure that you guys do it right away. It's gonna happen from 15th to 19th of October. Today is already 16th. So you have another 3 more days left, guys. Make sure you avail this, because that is never ever gonna happen again. Use my coupon code AMEPRO and get 50% off on all of the courses. Alright, so with that said, guys, let's actually get into the topic right now. Alright, so yes guys, 40 questions. Let's begin. It's going to be a Mahayug. So make sure you guys are staying till the end. Make sure that you guys are trying each and every question. Alright, so here's the first question. How do the directional velocity and acceleration change when brakes are applied on a moving bicycle or cycle for that matter? Options are opposite to each other. Option B is perpendicular to each other. Option C is in the same direction, or option D, parallel to each other. How does the directional velocity and acceleration change when you're applying brakes? Simple question, might seem very simple. Some of you guys might say, sir, it's super duper easy, sir. What is this question? And you guys might directly say they're in the same direction. But unfortunately, that is not the right answer. I know a lot of you guys would have gone with option A, but it's not. The answer to this question, guys, is actually opposite to each other. Let me tell you why. Because when you're applying brakes, do you stop immediately? No, right? You still continue to move for some distance. So velocity is in this direction, but acceleration is in the opposite direction. Because you are applying the brakes, because of retardation, the acceleration is in the opposite direction, but velocity is going forward. So because of this, guys, option A would be the right answer and not option C. So again, now you can understand what is even though it's a very simple question that you've already studied, NTSE checks your foundation. So I'm going to ask you a lot of these kind of questions. So make sure you guys are using every bit of your amazing Sherlocky brains and try out every single question again and again. I'm telling you guys, it's going to help you a lot in your NTSE preparations. It's going to help you in your 10th preparations also. There are a few questions from light chapter, a few questions from Human Eye and Colorful World as well, so make sure that you try out every single question. All right, let's go to the second question now. Let's not waste much time, because again guys, 1 minute for each question, so I'm going to be really fast. If you want to go back to a certain answer, pause the video. You have an option called as a rewind button, right? There's this arrow key that you see, press that. Second question: when we vigorously shake a branch of a tree, some leaves get detached. It is due to what? Inertia of rest, inertia of motion. Some leaves are loosely held by the branch, or none of these. What is the reason that some leaves get detached when you shake the tree? Again, question from your 9th standard, something related to your laws of motion. I would give you that clue. Anyways, the answer in 3, 2, 1, people, it is inertia of rest. Because when you're shaking the tree, initially the leaves are in the state of rest and they want to remain in the state of rest. Since they want to remain in the state of rest, what happens that when you shake it, they would basically fall down because they are trying to remain in the state of rest. Because of that, they'll get detached from the branch and they will fall onto the ground. That's the answer. All right. So application based questions. Moving on to the third one. Odometer of automobiles record what? Average speed, distance traveled, instantaneous speed, or average acceleration. What is the use of odometers in automobiles? Cars and bicycles, cars and bikes have something called as an odometer. With the speedometer, you'll have something called as an odometer. So what does the odometer do? Very simple question. So I'm going to quickly answer this, guys. Let's try to take less time for these kind of questions and spend a little bit more time on the numericals, right? So I'm going to go a little fast with these kind of questions because we have 40 questions to solve. So let's be quick about that. So the answer, guys, is distance traveled. Definitely it's going to be distance traveled. Speedometer measures the distance speed. Odometer measures the distance traveled by the particular vehicle, be it car or bike, whatever it is. Next question, the fourth question. When a graph of one quantity versus the other is a straight line, the quantities are proportional, directly proportional, constant, inversely proportional, or independent of each other. When one quantity versus the other quantity results in a straight line, what does that mean? Directly proportional to each other, constant, inversely proportional, or it is independent of each other? Quite an easy question, guys. Imagine you have a distance time graph, all right? Imagine it's a distance time graph. If you have a straight line, what does that mean? That means that it's directly proportional to each other. That is why it's a straight line. That's why it's a linear curve, because distance is increasing with respect to speed. That is what it means. So it's going to be directly proportional to each other. Simple question, right? Very, very straightforward. I hope you got that right. And let me know in the comment section how many questions you got it right. All right. Out of 40 questions, how many were you able to give the right answer for? And be honest. Don't lie to me. All right. I will not find out whether you have lied or not, but don't lie to yourself. All right. Okay. Moving on to the next question. The fifth question, guys. The physical quantity describing the motion and whose measure is the product of distance traveled and time taken to travel that distance is what? A physical quantity which is a product of distance and time taken is what? Speed, mass, weight, or displacement. Come on, guys. Come on. You've been studying this concept from probably 6th standard. So I'm going to give you the answer in 3 to 1. It's definitely speed, because speed is what? Distance divided by time. Simple as that. Distance by time gives you speed, and hence that is the physical quantity. And basically speed tells you by how fast or slow an object is going. Simple question. All right, let's go on to the 6th question now. When a running must be accelerate suddenly. Okay, when I don't know what that means, but yeah, I'm guessing that's a running bike. All right, when a running bike must be accelerate suddenly. When a bike accelerates suddenly, the pillion rider, the person who's sitting behind, has a tendency to fall backwards. What is this an example of? Is it an example of Newton's law of gravitation, Newton's third law of motion, Newton's second law of motion, or Newton's first law of motion? Why does the pillion, imagine you're riding a bike and your friend is sitting behind you. So when you suddenly accelerate, why does your friend move backwards? Why does he fall backwards? What is the reason for it? Super easy question, guys. Again, in 3 to 1, definitely Newton's first law of motion or the law of inertia. It is nothing but the tendency of an object to remain in the state of rest or to remain in uniform motion unless and until an external force is applied on it. And that is what is inertia. And Newton's first law talks about inertia. That is, unless and until an external force is applied on it, an object would remain in the state of rest or uniform motion. Quite simple. Sixth question, done. Super duper easy. Now, yes, guys, don't expect all the questions to be the same as the questions are. As we go to deep other questions, it's gonna get a little bit more difficult as well. So this is just just like the warm up. Like every time you go to a PT class, they ask you to shake your legs in warms. Like do some exercise. No, that is exactly what it is right now. After that, they'll ask you to bench like 100 kgs and 200 kgs and all. All right. So moving on to the seventh question, guys. Moving on to the seventh question. The speed of 90 km per hour will be expressed when expressed in meter per second is what? 2.5, 250, 25 or 9000 meter per second. Whoa, super easy question. How would you express 90 kilometer per hour in meter per second? Quite an easy question, guys. I'm hoping that you guys know the conversion, that when you want to convert from kilometer per hour to meter per second, the only thing you need to remember is, guys, you have to multiply whatever the value is with 5 by 18. So 90 into 5 by 18 will give the answer. 18 5s are 90, I believe, and 5 5s are 25. So 25 meter per second would be the answer. So option number C. Super duper easy. And that's pretty much it, right? Very simple. Now, how did I get this 5 by 18? I'm pretty sure you guys know about it, because 1 kilometer per hour means, if you have to write in terms of meter, 1 kilometer is 1000 meter. And 1 hour is, in terms of second, is 1 hour is 60 minutes and 1 minute is 60 seconds. So into 60 into 60. So that's 1000 divided by 3600. When you simplify this, you'll get the ratio of 5 by 18. So when you multiply with 5 by 18, you'll get it in terms of meter per second. If it's the other way around, let's say that they're asking you in terms of meter per second and you're asked to convert to kilometer per hour. Very simple. Multiply it 18 by 5. Reciprocal of that. Alright, 7 questions done and dusted. Moving on to the next question. I'm hoping that we are on track right now. 8th question, guys. The ratio of SI unit or to CGS unit of velocity is what? The ratio of SI unit to CGS unit of velocity is what? 10 to the power minus 2, 10 to the power minus 3, 10 to the power 10 square, or 10 cube? Super easy question. Let me tell you why, guys. See, SI unit of velocity is meter per second. CGS unit is centimeter per second. Right? Now, if I have to find out the ratio, that means I have to divide meter per second to centimeter per second. Now, 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. So if I were to write that over here, it's 100 centimeter per second divided by 1 centimeter per second, because 1 meter is 100 centimeters. So I'm just converting this meter to centimeters. Simple. Centimeter, seconds get cancelled. Centimeter gets cancelled. So you'll get us 100, which is nothing but 10 to the power 2. So the answer is option number C. 8 questions done and dusted. Right, guys? Super easy so far. But again, that is it, guys. NTS. So what I'm trying to tell you is this. You don't have to expect all of the questions in NTSE to be like super higher order thinking questions that you will not be able to answer it at all. So you can understand that these are the kind of questions that you've already dealt with in your lower grades. It's not new. You've already studied the 9th standard. So it's not going to be that difficult when you actually start taking it a little seriously, because trust me, guys, this is the kind of questions you can expect. You just need to think a little and you're good to go. 9th question, people. Which of the following statement is not correct for an object moving along a straight path in an accelerated motion? If an object is going in a straight path with an accelerated motion, what statement does not hold true, or which of this is not correct? Options are, its speed keeps changing. Absolutely yes, because it's accelerating. So speed and velocity would change. So both option A and B are happening actually. So that is not incorrect. It always goes away from the earth. A force is always acting on it. Obviously, there should be force acting on it, because otherwise, people, if there is no force acting on it, how will there be acceleration? Only if there's force acting on it, there will be change in velocity, and that is what is going to cause acceleration. So A, B, D are correct. So C should be the right answer, because, guys, obviously, if you think about it, when an object is falling down, when an object is free falling under the influence of gravity, there is acceleration of 9.8 meter per second square. It's going towards the earth, right? It's not necessary that it has to go away from the earth also, right? So in that case also, there is acceleration. It is going in a straight line and there is acceleration. So option number C should be the right answer. Super easy, right? 10th question, guys. So that's 1/4 of the way done. Here's the 10th question, guys. Super easy question again. 2 stones, A and B, are thrown from the top of a tower, all right? A is thrown vertically upwards while B is thrown vertically downwards with the same speed. Which of the following statement is true? B reaches the ground earlier than A reaches the ground earlier than B, A and B reach together, or none of these? Super easy. Now, common sense question. You don't have to even think about it. Imagine there's a tower and you're throwing a ball downwards, right? This A is thrown, okay. So this is B, you're throwing it downwards. A is thrown upwards with the same velocity. Which one would reach the ground first? Obviously B, because A will go to the top, I mean it will reach the maximum height and then fall down, right? So it will take longer. So option number B should be the right answer. A should be the right answer. B reaches the ground earlier than A. Simple, right? 1/4 of the way done, guys. I'm hoping that we are on track right now. I do not know how long we have taken so far, but yes, I'm hoping that we are on track. So let's go on to the 11th question, guys. Super duper easy again. Here's the question. A constant force acts perpendicular to the velocity of a particle. Then acceleration is constant, velocity is constant, momentum will be constant, or kinetic energy will be constant. A constant force acts perpendicular to the velocity of a particle. Then what happens? Acceleration is constant, velocity is constant, momentum will be constant, or kinetic energy is constant. Now guys, what do I mean by this question? Imagine there is a object going in a circular path. Alright, when an object is going in a circular path, if I want to find out the velocity, I basically have to draw a tangent. So this is my direction of velocity, but acceleration will be acting towards the center. So in this case, it's perpendicular to each other. Acceleration and velocity are perpendicular. In other words, 90 degrees to each other. In this case, which of this is constant? Acceleration is constant because direction is changing at each and every point. So acceleration is not constant. Velocity is not constant again because acceleration, the direction is changing at each and every point. Momentum is also not constant because there is an external force acting on it. So what is the one thing that is going to be constant is kinetic energy, guys. Kinetic energy will be constant because the magnitude of velocity will not change because you're moving with a constant speed, a constant velocity, right? So magnitude of velocity will not change and hence kinetic energy will remain constant because it's half mv squared. Kinetic energy will remain constant, but everything else in this case would change in this scenario. So when an object is going in a circular path, the direction is changing at each and every point. Since the direction is changing, velocity and acceleration is also constantly changing. All right, so that is the answer. 12th question, guys. So yes, let's do this one. This is another super easy but yet an amazing question. Just try it out. Trust me, you'll love this question. Here's a question. A body of mass m strikes against a wall with a velocity v and rebounds with the same velocity. Its change in momentum is what? Super amazing question. All right, look at this, guys. Look at the scenario. So there's a ball with a mass m. It is striking this wall with a velocity v. And then this ball gets bounced back. All right, same ball gets rebounded with the same velocity. Mass also remains constant. What would happen to the momentum? Okay, let's say that initial velocity is v. I'll take the initial velocity. Because velocity we have to consider the direction, so I'm going to take it as v. All right. Final velocity after it rebounds because it's going in the opposite direction, I'll take it as minus v. Alright, initial velocity I'll take it as plus v, that is, it's going in the same direction, it's going in a particular direction, then it's rebounding, so since it's rebounding, the direction is changing, so I'll take the v as minus v here, because in the opposite direction. Now what is the formula for momentum? P is equal to m into v. For the first one, that is initial momentum is m into capital V, so it will be mv, so this capital M, capital M into v, so mv is the initial momentum. Pf, that is nothing but the final momentum, is minus mv because it is going in the opposite direction. Velocity is in the opposite direction, so m into v will be minus mv. Now, change in momentum is final momentum minus initial momentum. Pf minus pi. Final momentum is minus mv minus mv would be the initial momentum. So what will you get? Add them both up, you'll get it as minus 2 mv. So the answer would be option number D. How awesome is this question? I mean, tell me in the chat box, how many of you guys, when you saw this question, got scared? Tell me honestly, how many of you guys got scared looking at this question? I know that a lot of you guys did. I know that some of you guys would have completely gone blank, sir. I have no idea how to solve this question. But look at this. Solution is so simple. It is such a simple solution. Just need to think a little. That's all. There's nothing else to it. So the answer would be option number D. Alright, moving on to the next question, guys. Here's the 13th question. Super duper easy again. This though you have it in your CBSE 10th standard as well. So I'm guessing that you guys know about refractive index. So I'm going to ask you a question based on it now. The refractive index of glass and water are 3/2 and 4/3 respectively. The refractive index of glass with respect to water is what? 2, 8/9, 9/8 or 5/3? What a silly question. The refractive index of glass with respect to water is nothing but refractive index of glass divided by refractive index of water. Right? Sorry, water. Refractive index of water. Refractive index of glass is 3 by 2 and refractive index of water is 4 by 3. Simple. Now guys, find out the 3 by 2 into 3 by 4. So that's 9 by 8. So the answer would be option number C. Yeah, that's how easy it is. Super duper easy question. Done and dusted. Moving on to the 14th question, people. 14th question. 14 questions. Alright, here it is. When light passes through a glass prism, one gets spectrum of the other side on the other side of the prism. In the emergent beam, the ray which is deviating the least is what? Which is the ray that gets deviated the least? Options are violet, green, red, or yellow. Which of them gets deviated the least? Super easy question. Now, if you remember the pattern, you know that it's Vibgyor. It's always violet at the bottom and red at the top, which means that red gets deviated the least and violet gets deviated the most. And hence, guys, option number C would be the answer for this question. Very straightforward, very simple, 10 standard, human and colorful world, done and dusted. 15th question, here it is. An electron enters alpha, that is A, magnetic field at right angle to as shown in the figure. The direction of force acting on the electron would be what? The electron enters, it enters into a magnetic field at right angle to it. The direction of force acting on the electron would be what? If you want to find out the direction of force exerted on a current carrying conductor, you have to use your Fleming's left hand rule. So if you use your Fleming's left hand rule, people, your thumb indicates the direction of force experienced by the current carrying conductor, index finger shows the direction of the current, and your middle finger shows the direction of the magnetic field. Magnetic field is this way, electron is going in the opposite, in this direction. So your current will be in this direction, current will be going downwards. So which direction is the force on the electron going to be? It is going to be, okay, if you take it as electron also, okay, now in this case, guys, the electron, imagine that it's one single electron. So let's not consider the direction of current. Let's talk about the electron alone. So electron is going in this direction. The magnetic field is in this direction. So what will be the direction of the force experienced by the conductor? It will be out of the page. So the answer would be out of the page. Here, do not consider the direction of the current. Do not consider imagine that the electron itself is what you're considering. There is one single electron which is moving in an electric field. So the direction of the electron would be in the upward direction. Magnetic field is in the from left to right. And what would be the direction of the force experienced by the conductor? It will be out of the page. Simple. Very simple question from your magnetism wala chapter. Alright, magnetic effect of electric current. Again, from 10 standard syllabus. Super duper easy. I hope you got that right. Moving on to the next question, guys, because we have a lot to solve. So going on to the next question. I had promised you 40 questions in 40 minutes. That is why I'm going so fast, people, because we have to stick to that schedule. Alright, 16th question. The essential difference between an AC generator and an DC generator is what? What is the difference between an AC generator and a DC generator? Options are AC generator has an electromagnet while a DC generator is a permanent magnet. DC generator will have higher voltage. AC generator will have a higher voltage. AC generator has a split ring while as a DC generator has a commutator. The answer to this question, again, people, if you have gone through magnetic effect of electricity, you would know that option number D would be the right answer, because yes, AC generators have split rings, whereas in DC generators you have the commutator, but everything else remains it remains correct, because yes, AC generators do have electromagnets. DC generators also have electromagnets. It's not that they have permanent magnets alone, they also have electromagnets. And it's not that DC generates more voltage than the AC. So none of those B and C is definitely not true. So option number D would be the right answer. 16th question. Done and dusted. Alright, let's go to the 17th question now. Before that, guys, let me just have some water. Yeah. 2 wires of copper. There are 2 wires made from the same material, copper, or having the length of L and 2L and cross-sectional area 2A and A respectively. Find the ratio of their specific resistance. Okay, let's say that the resistance for the first one is R1 and the second one is R2. I have to find out the ratio, right? Now we know that resistance is what? It is nothing but rho L by, which is nothing but the resistivity into length divided by area of the conductor. So we have resistivity remains same because both of them are made from copper, so resistivity gets cancelled. So let me just write it over here. Now for the first one, the length is L, but the area is 2a, so it will be L divided by 2a whole divided by rho into, for the second one the length is 2L and area is A, so 2L divided by A. Rho gets cancelled, LL gets cancelled, AA gets cancelled. What are you left with? This 2 will come to the denominator. So the answer to this question would be, guys, it'll be 1:1. It'll not change at all. 2 also gets cancelled, so there's nothing left. So it'll be 1:1. That's it. Simple as that. So the answer to this question is very, very straightforward. It is 1:1. In other words, it'll remain the same. Alright, next question, guys. Here's another question again. Moving on to the 8. Again, guys, I'm not explaining that much because we have already done those in the channel itself. In the Umang series, we have already talked about electricity. So if you are finding it hard, if you're finding these kind of questions hard, again, that is for your term 2 syllabus is what you have, what I'm talking about right now. So you'll be super duper, it'll be super helpful for you guys. So if you want, you can go through those videos as well. 18th question nonetheless. If g is the acceleration due to gravity on the surface of the earth, its value at the height equal to double the radius of the earth is what? G by 2, G by 3 or G by 9. Now this question is a little different because, guys, there is a different formula that you need to apply here. So according to the formula, guys, G dash is equal to G by 1 plus H by R the whole square. This is the formula. Now you already have derived one formula that you learned in your lower grades, that is in your 9th standard, that is G is equal to Gm by R. That is nothing but the universal gravitational constant, mass of the earth divided by the radius of the earth. Alright. Now this is a modified formula of that, which gives you, this will be R square, right? Gm by R square. This is kind of like a modified formula. This is used when you have H, which is very, very, like for example, here they're telling that the height of the object is double the radius of the earth. So it's very, very high from the earth's surface. So in that case, you'd be using this particular formula. This direct formula is more than enough for you to solve this question. Now here, guys, put down the values over here. What is the new height? The new height is double the radius. So new H would be 2R here. It'll be double the radius. So it'll be 1 plus 2R divided by R the whole square. R gets cancelled. 2 plus 1 is 3. So G by 3 the whole square, we'll get G by 9 would be the answer. So the answer to this question, guys, would be option number D. That is, the new gravitational force will be 1 by 9 the original gravitation. 1 by 9. So it is going to decrease because we know that as you go higher and higher, the gravitational force will decrease. So here the new gravitational force would be 1 by 9 times the original gravitation that is on the Earth's surface. That is what it means. Alright. So the answer would be option number D. Super easy question again. 19th question. We are almost halfway through, people. I'm hoping that I've not taken more than 20 minutes. I do not know what the time is. I'm hoping that it's about 20-25 minutes. I'm hoping though. Here's the 19th question. The period of satellite in a circular orbit of radius r is t. The period of another satellite in a circular orbit of radius r by r for r is how much? Now this question, guys, is it's a very simple question, to be honest. Okay, imagine there is a satellite. All right, the satellite is rotating in a circular orbit. The radius of this orbit is r. All right, and it takes time t for it to rotate. There is another circular orbit which has 4 times the radius. 4 times the radius. You are supposed to find out what is the new time period. Super easy, let me tell you why. Because remember, guys, in your lower grades you studied about 3 laws of Kepler, and one of the third law of Kepler was that t square is proportional to the square of the time period is proportional to the cube of the radius, or in other words, the semi-major axis, right? The cube of the semi-major axis. So that is what you have to remember. Now we know, guys, if I were to take, if I take, let's say, T1 as a time period for the first one, T2 as a time period for the second one, I can say that the radius is basically R1 cube divided by R2 cube, right? This is what the formula says. That is, okay, we can just take it as whole square, right? You can just take it as whole square. So I'm just gonna remove this one out, and instead of writing it as separately, I'll just write it as one whole thing. I'll take this as r cube. Sorry for that. R cube divided by 3, because I'm taking this, because it's r, this is t square, right? T1 the whole square, I'm taking to the other side, so it'll become r. Okay, let me just write it separately so that you guys understand it, right? So I'm just gonna erase this so that you guys can see me clearly, right? So here we go. Let me just yes. So t1 by t2 the whole square is equal to r1 by r2 the whole cube. This is what the formula says. So I can write this as t. Okay, let me take the first one as t. All right, the time period for the first one, I'll take it as t divided by t1 square. Sorry, let's take it as t1. Let's not take it as t1 square. We'll take it as t1. T1 is equal to r1 divided by r2 divided by 3 by 2. Why 3 by 2? Because I'm taking that square to the other side, becomes 1 by 2. Simple. So 3 by 2 is what I have. What is r2 here? R2 is nothing but 4r, and r1 is nothing but r. So I'm going to write that over here. So t by t1 is equal to r by 4r the whole cube, 3 by 2. Whole square of 3 by 2. That's what I have. Now when you simplify this one, guys, when you simplify this particular equation, you will get something like 1 by 8. That is, r gets cancelled. When you simplify 1 by 4 to the power 3 by 2, you'll get it as 1 by 8. So t1 by t2, sorry, t by t1 is equal to 1 by 8. So take this to the other side, what will you get? T1 into 8, sorry, t into 8 is equal to t1. In other words, the new time period is 8 times the time period of the first one. 8 times. That is what it means. Right? I know it's a little confusing, but yeah, I know that a lot of you guys still don't have that clarity for when it comes to Kepler's law of motion, Kepler's law of orbital motion. I know that a lot of you guys still are confused about it. But yes, guys, again, these kind of concepts you'll have to go through one more time, because again, you'll have this in your higher grades also. It's not that you're gonna forget it forever. You'll have it in your 11th and 12th as well. If you decide to choose science as a stream, you definitely have it. So yeah. So the answer to this question would be 8 times t, or 8t would be the new answer. Now this is one way to do it. Alright, this is one way to do it. Otherwise, you can remember this formula also. This is one more formula, direct formula to find out the time period. T is equal to 2 pi into root of r cube divided by GME. ME is nothing but the mass of the earth. G is nothing but the the universal gravitational constant, and r is nothing but the radius, right? So if you substitute the values over here, this way also you can directly get the answer as 80, because if you do it this way also you can get it. Otherwise you can do it this way. Whichever way you feel is more comfortable. If you can remember the formula, one extra formula, super awesome. If you don't want to remember an extra formula and you want to do with what you've already studied, then please go with this one. It'll still yield you the same answer. You don't have to worry about that. All right, 20th question, guys. Exactly halfway through. So here's the 20th question. A particle is moving along a circular track of radius 1 meter with uniform speed. Find the ratio of the distance covered and the displacement in half a revolution. So imagine there's a particle which is going in a circular path, and it has gone halfway through. It has started from here, ended at this position. What would be the distance covered and displacement? Now distance covered, guys, it has covered this distance, so basically 2 pi r divided by 2, because it's half a circle. So the distance covered would be 2 pi r, because it's circumference of a circle, right? Half the circle, so 2 pi divided by 2, so the this thing would be pi r. Radius is 1 meter, so pi into 1, which is nothing but pi. But what about the displacement? Displacement is nothing but the shortest distance between 2 points. So if I take this one as a displacement is nothing but this distance. So this is what, this is 1 plus 1. Radius, it is nothing but the radius is 1 meter, so diameter is 2 meters. So the answer would be, if you want to find out the this thing for displacement would be 2 r, which is nothing but 2. So 2 into 1 is what you have, so you'll get it as 2. So the ratio would be distance by displacement would be pi divided by 2. So the answer was option number D. Yeah, that's the 20th question. Halfway through. Congratulations, people. Congratulations. Another 20 more questions to go through. But before we get into that, people, once again, guys, let me tell you this, that you have an opportunity over here to get the best of the best education that is there out there. The best of the best help that is there. The best of the best online platform there is for any of you guys to study, because you can see the results, more than 1500 plus results in JEE Advanced. That is not a small feat. JEE is one of the toughest exams in the world, and getting 1500 plus ranks is a huge deal, and we've already proven that yes, Vedantu works. I don't think there is any better testimony than this. But if you want to still have more, if you want to still know more about it, let me just quickly tell you guys how to enroll into the course and what are the things that you get from it. So this is how you get, guys. You can see the entire, the past sessions, whatever sessions have happened. So even if you miss out a session, you never have to worry about it, because you can always watch the replay. Once you click on get replay, guys, this is how you would see that you would have the entire session available to you. In this session, you can see how the sessions are taken. You will have quizzes, you'll have you'll have dolls to make it fun. You'll have quizzes for every 2 or 3 minutes or 5 minutes or so. You'll have the entire explanation done in a beautiful and very interactive platform. You'll have quizzes. You can even take the quizzes while watching the replay if you just click on this option called as try alternate replay. Once you click on it, you can even take the quizzes while watching the replay. So again, if you're someone who wants to take the quiz once again, that you do not do so well and you want to try it again, you can actually try it out even while watching the replay also, and that is not something that you can get on YouTube, right? And apart from that, guys, you'll have leaderboards. You'll have a beautiful way of learning concept, a very visual, you'll have to will help you to visualize everything in a very fun manner. And you can check out the leaderboards. You can even talk to the teacher. You'll have an option called as unmute, so you can actually talk to the teacher and get your doubts solved inside the class right there and then. Apart from that also, if you look at the statistics, guys, about 24 doubts were asked in that class. All of that 124 doubts were cleared inside the session itself. And that is the kind of satisfaction that you get from the class, guys, because you never have to worry about anything. Because together with the master teacher, you'll also have someone called as a class teacher to ensure that all of your doubts are cleared inside the class itself without having to worry about anything. If you click on get notes, if you just click on this one option called as get notes, you can download the entire PDF of the session. Whatever is written, everything can be downloaded, and you guys can go through it anytime you want. Whenever you feel like referring the notes, you can refer to that as well. You can check out the upcoming sessions. You'll have micro course. If you go to my courses, you'll have micro course. You'll have amazing tests and assignments which will be coming after every chapter, after every session. In fact, every month also you'll have tests and assignments to ensure that you guys are on the right track, to make sure that you guys are getting what you need. And all of this, guys, all of this for 50% off. Let me tell you what that means. So this is one of the sessions that happened recently. ACMCQ is a series that is going on. If you guys want to check that out, you can check that out for your term 1 preparations. So what you do is this, guys, go to your NTSE website here. Alright, you have a link called as NTSE, right? Just click on this beautiful link. That's all. Entire course you can find over here. Whole revision course for 9th as well as 10th. Full revision. Term 1, Term 2, everything covered with 9th standard syllabus and NTSE crash course also. For what? For a mere 1,500 rupees. The price of this was around 3,000 rupees before. Become 50% off, guys. So 1,500 rupees, you're getting entire NTSE. Which means that you can prepare until your NTSE exam. For your Term 1 preparation, Term 2 preparation, NTSE, everything for 1,500 rupees. That's it. Everything. Term 1, Term 2, everything for 1,500. That is an amazing opportunity. And if you go to your Classic with the Doubt app, everything included, 3,000 rupees. For the whole NTSE Stage 1, Stage 2, including Term 1, Term 2 preparations. All of it included for a mere 3,000 rupees for the entire course. Not for 1 month. The entire course until your term, until July, that is, until your NTSE Stage 2, you will have it for 3,000 rupees. Crash course included. Your Term 1, Term 2 included for 3,000 rupees. You will never ever get such an opportunity. Never. So do not waste your time, because you only have 3 more days left. Make the smart choice. It's filling up really, really fast. It's selling like hotcakes. So make sure you don't miss out and start regretting later that I should have done it before. These are the dates, guys. NTSE is going to start from 11th of October, which means that it has already started 5 days before it has started. It's going to go on for a very, very long time. So do not wait for anything anymore. 1,500 rupees. That 1,500 though, if you buy a pizza, it's done now. If you go to McDonald's, buy to Mac Maharaja, it's done. For that price, the entire crash course of NTSE with term 1, term 2 preparations. What more do you need? Again, our motto is this: education for all. Everyone should, even if you are from a tier 1 city or a tier 2 city, does not matter. Everyone should get education, and that is what Vedantu is all about, and that is exactly what you're proving over here also. Alright, so let's go on to the questions, guys. Let's get back to the questions now. The choice is yours. You have the choice. You have the power in your hand right now. Do not regret it later. That's all I'm going to say. Alright, and remember, guys, this NTSE, if you manage to clear it, you'll be getting scholarship until your PhDs. Until your PhD, every month you'll be getting free pocket money. Who doesn't want that? Think about it. Alright, okay, 21st question, guys. Let's go on to the 21st question. Here it is. Super easy question. This is a question from 9th standard syllabus from sound chapter, but I understand that a lot of you guys did not go through that chapter because that was deleted. But yes, you will have to go through that as well, because in NTSE you'll have questions from sound chapter as well. Here's a question. Sound travels with a speed of about 330 meters per second. What is the wavelength of sound whose frequency is 660 hertz? Let me tell you how to solve this question. Very simple. See, guys, there's a very simple relationship. The speed of sound is equal to wavelength into frequency. Speed of sound is equal to, or velocity of sound is equal to wavelength into frequency. So if I want to find out the wavelength, I can rearrange the equation as V by F, velocity of sound divided by frequency. The speed of sound is 330 meters per second. Frequency is 660 hertz. 2 is 1 by 2, which is nothing but what? 0.5 meter. So the wavelength is what? Option number D. 0.5 meters. Super easy question. 2-step and you're done. You just need to remember this one equation and you're good to go. That's it. 22nd question. A body of mass 2 kg is thrown up vertically with a kinetic energy of 490 joules. If the acceleration due to gravity is 9.8 meters per second square, the height at which the kinetic energy of the body becomes half of the original value is what? 50 meters, 25 meters, 12.5 meters or 10 meters. Now guys, this question is super easy. Trust me. Because guys, if you remember about conservation of energy, energy can neither be created nor destroyed. It can only be transferred from one form to another. That means that whatever kinetic energy this body had when it is thrown up, the same kinetic energy, the same total energy the system would have when it's halfway through as well. So according to conservation of energy, the energy that is half, that is, in the initial stage, what is the total energy? Kinetic plus potential. When it's halfway through, again the total energy was kinetic energy plus potential energy itself. It's the same, because total energy of the system is kinetic plus potential energy, total mechanical energy. Now in the start, the kinetic energy is 490 joules, potential energy is 0, because the object is in the state of, it is, just above the ground. So height is 0, so potential energy is 0. Sorry for that. I have a very bad throat, guys. Now, when it's halfway through, the potential energy is mgh, kinetic energy is 0.5, that is half of it. So 0.5 into 490, because it's half, half of the original kinetic energy. So 490 is equal to m into g into h plus half of 490 is how much? 245, right? 245. Take this 245 to the other side. So 490 minus 245 is equal to, mass is 2 kg, acceleration due to gravity is 9.8 into h. So this is nothing but 245 again. 245 is equal to, sorry for that, 2 into 9.8 h. So h is equal to what? 245 divided by 2 into 9.8. This, if you simplify, you'll get the answer as 12.5 meters. That's all. Super easy question. That's all it is. That is all there is. You just need to understand this one simple concept, that conservation of energy. That's all. If you remember this concept called as conservation of energy, it becomes super duper easy. You just need to remember that conservation of energy is what? Energy remains constant. That is, total energy of a system will always remain constant. So kinetic plus potential at any point in time will remain constant. So the answer is 12.5 meters. That's it. That's the case. Moving on to the 23rd question then. Alright, this is another question. Let's see if you guys can do this one. The process by which the percentage of uranium-235 in uranium-238 is increased is called as what? Fission, fusion, chain reaction, or enrichment. What is the process by which the percentage of uranium-235 into uranium-238 is increased? Like for nuclear reactions, like for nuclear, to produce nuclear energy and stuff. We do a certain process in which we increase the uranium-235 because it's more radioactive, right? So we increase the uranium-235 in uranium-238. It's an isotope, right? Uranium-238 is an isotope of uranium-235 as well. So how do you increase it? The answer, guys, is called as enrichment. Enrichment is nothing but the process by which using thermal fission, you increase the percentage of uranium-235 in uranium-238 in order to produce more amount of nuclear energy. So you can get more energy. So the answer is enrichment. Next question, again related to nuclear energy itself. This is source of energy. Which is the material responsible for controlling the chain reaction in nuclear reactors? In other words, the control rods. What are the control rods made up of in the case of these nuclear reactors? Is it boron, zirconium, is it beryllium, or is it lead? The answer, guys, in 3, 2, 1, it's beryllium. Beryllium is the metal that is used in the control rods in order to to mitigate or to control the amount of nuclear fission or fusion that happens in a nuclear reactor. 25 questions. Moving on to the 26th question. Now guys, let me tell you one thing. If you feel like I'm going too fast, please pause the video. Once you see a question, pause the video and then try to answer it by yourself. There's no need for you to go along with me. It's a premiered video, so it's not live. So pause and aramse do it. 26th question. An object of size 2 cm is placed perpendicular to the principal axis of a concave mirror. The distance of the object from the mirror equals the radius of curvature. And the size of the image is what? If an object is kept at the center of curvature, the image is also going to be formed at center of curvature. That is what they're saying. Alright. If the height of this is 2.2 centimeters, what will be the height of the image formed? Same 2 centimeters. Because when the object is kept at the center of curvature, the image will also be formed at the center of curvature and it will be of the same size. So the answer would be option number D. Super easy. Next question. If you want, you can try out use the formula to do the same thing, but I'm not going to use it because it's very straightforward question. I don't think you need the formula for this. It's a very simple question. If you know the ray diagram, it's a very simple, easy question to answer. 28th question. Next question. A ball is released freely from the top of a building of height h. How long will it take for the ball to come down if the height is 80 meters and the acceleration due to gravity is 10 meter per second square? Options are 6 seconds, 8 seconds, 4 seconds, or 2 seconds. Equations of motion, guys. Super easy question. Try out this question as well. Okay, acceleration due to gravity is given as 10 meter per second square. Initial velocity is 0 because the ball was released from the top. Height is 80 meter. You have to find out the time taken. I'm going to go with the second equation of motion. S is equal to ut plus half at square. So S is 80 meters. U is 0, so the entire term becomes 0. Acceleration is 10. This is gt, right? So g is 10 and t is what? T square is what? 2 5s are 10. So 80 divided by 5 is equal to t square, right? So that is how much? 16, if I'm not wrong. So 16 is equal to t square. So what is t equal to? Root of 16, which is nothing but 4 seconds. So the answer would be option number C. Super easy, no? Answer would be option number C. Very simple. Very simple. Use your equation of motion. Get the answer. 29th question. Alright. So that's almost 2/3 of the way done. 2/3 of the way done. Here is a question. A car increases its speed from 20 km per hour to 50 km per hour in 10 seconds. What is its acceleration? Options are 30 meter per second, 3 meter per second, 18 meter per second, or 0.83 meter per second. Very, very simple question, but I know that a lot of you guys will make the simple mistake of not converting the values. For example, guys, the initial velocity of the car is 20 km per hour. Convert this to meter per second. So 20 km per hour, when you convert to meter per second into 5 by 18, you'll get the answer as something like 5.5 meter per second. The final velocity is what? 50 km per hour. Again, when you convert to kilometer from kilometer per hour to meter per second, 15 to 5 by 18, this one you'll get it is something like 13.8 meter per second. Now you have to find out the acceleration. V minus u divided by t. 13.8 minus 5.5 whole divided by 10. If you find this out, you'll get the answer as 0.83 meter per second. So the answer would be option number D. The answer would be option number 3. That is option number D, which is nothing but 0.83 meter per second. If you just solve this equation, you'll get the answer. Very simple. But I know that a lot of you guys would be so hasty to get the answer down that you guys would forget to convert the units. So make sure you convert the units, guys. It's given as kilometer per hour, converted to meter per second, because the answer is also, first of all, time is also given in terms of seconds. Either you have to convert this to hours, or you have to convert the speed to meter per second. I did the second part. I converted the speed to meter per second. Alright, 30th question, guys. My god, here it is. 2 by 3rd of the way done. Here it is. A submarine emits a sonar pulse which returns from an underwater cliff of 1.02 seconds. If the speed of the sound in salt water is 1531 meter per second, how far away is the cliff? Now this is, guys, for this you have to use the formula for echo. If you remember, the speed of sound is equal to 2d divided by t, because it's hitting something and then coming back. So this distance I'll call it as d, and again it is coming back, so again 2d. So distance traveled is 2d. Speed is given as 1531. Distance is what you're supposed to find out. Time is given as 1.02 seconds. So 1531 into 1.02 is equal to 2d. So d is equal to 1531 into 1.02 whole divided by 2. If you solve this, guys, you'll get the answer as 780. If you solve this, you'll get a 780.31 meters. So the answer would be option number D. That's it, very simple. But I know that a lot of you guys would find this question difficult because you guys have not done sound in most schools. Sound chapter was completely skipped out. But yeah, please do remember it, guys. Please try to solve these kind of questions, because like I told you, sound is also a very important chapter when it comes to NTSE. So do not ignore it. Alright, 31st question, people. 10 more questions to go. I've removed few questions which was way too way too easier. I removed few questions because they were very straightforward. I thought that you don't need those kind of questions because it's very straightforward and you can easily answer it. I wanted to make your life a little difficult. So moving on to the 31st question, guys. The velocity of a body at any instant is 10 meter per second. After 5 seconds of the particle is 30 meter per second. The velocity at 3 seconds before. Okay, here's the thing. Before is okay. Let me explain this question first. Imagine there is a object. All right. This object initially has a velocity of 10 meter per second. After 5 seconds, the velocity becomes 20 meter per second. Alright. They're asking you what will be the velocity 3 seconds before it reaches 10 meter per second. 3 seconds before is what they're asking. 3 minutes before 10 meter per second, what is the velocity? That is the question here. Alright, please understand the question. This is a very weird question because a lot of you guys would have never done this kind of question before. They're asking you what is the velocity 3 seconds before the object attains 10 meter per second. First of all, guys, find out the acceleration. Alright, acceleration is equal to final velocity minus initial velocity divided by time taken. I'll take this as my initial. I'm going to find out the acceleration between this time duration. Alright, so final velocity is 20, initial velocity is 10, time taken is 5 seconds. So that's nothing but what, 10 by 5, which is nothing but 2 meter per second square. Acceleration is 2 meter per second square. Now here also I'm going to take the same acceleration. I'm assuming that the acceleration is same. Alright, so acceleration for the second case is A is equal to 2 meter per second square. Final velocity is 10 meter per second. What is the initial velocity U? If time taken is 3 seconds. Again, V is equal to U plus ET, the first equation of motion. V is equal to 10 plus, sorry, V is 10, right? Sorry. Alright, what is that? Okay, wait. Am I going forward? Okay, yeah. I want to take the eraser. Sorry. Yes. Where is that? Thank you. 10 is equal to U plus A is 2 into 3. So that's nothing but what? 10 is equal to U plus 6. So U is equal to what? 10 minus 6, which is nothing but 4 meter per second. So the answer would be option B. That's it. This is a weird question, but it's quite simple. It's actually quite simple, but it's a weird question that requires a lot of understanding of the concept. 30-second question, guys. A train is moving with a velocity of 90 km per hour. When brakes are applied, the retardation produced is 0.5 meter per second square. Find the velocity after 10 seconds. Again, people, same old, same old. V is equal to U plus 80. That's all. You have to find out the final velocity here. Initial velocity is 90. So we'll take it as what? A is equal to U. Okay, we'll use the same equation itself. Why do you have to go through that? All right, let me just put on the values here. V is equal to 90 plus minus 0.5 because it's retardation, right? It's going in the opposite, so acceleration in the opposite direction. So minus 0.5 into 10. That's nothing but what? 90 minus 5, which is nothing but 85. 85 kilometer per hour. For a second, even I got scared. Kilometer per hour. Convert this to meter per second. 85 into 5 by 18. Or keep it as 90 itself. Okay. I think I made some calculation mistake, guys. One sec. Okay, Yeah, alright. So 85 into 5 by 18, I think, 5 by 18 is what you're supposed to get. So the answer, you will get it as, I think you will get it as 25 meter per second. 20 meter per second. My bad. Okay. What they did was that they converted this 90 to meter per second immediately. So in the start itself, so 90 if we convert to meter per second. 90 into 5 by 18, what is it? 90, 5 is 5 by 25, so 525. I think that's more better because here it is given as, okay, my bad guys, my bad. Because acceleration is given as 5 meter per second square. I didn't convert that here. My bad. That is why I got the wrong answer. It should be 25. Because 90 you're converting to meter per second, that'll be 25. 25 minus 5 is 20. So I'll get the answer as 20 meter per second. So the answer would be 20 meter per second. Option number A would be the right answer. Sorry. Mistakes. We also make mistakes. Here is another one. A stone is dropped from a lake from a tower of 500 meters. The sound of the splash will be heard by the man on the tower after how long? Amazing question, guys. Amazing question. So there's a tower here and you're dropping a stone. All right. And the height of the tower is 500 meters. They're asking you how long would it take for you to hear the sound. First of all, guys, find out what is the time taken for the stone to reach the ground. How long is that? Again, we know the height, we know the initial velocity is 0. So U is 0 here. S is equal to, S or H is 500 meters. Acceleration to gravity, take it as 10 meter per second square. Alright. So I think I'll use the second equation of motion. S is equal to ut plus half at square. S is 500. U is 0. Half into 10 into t square. 2 5s are 10. So 500 divided by 5 is how much? 100. 100 is equal to t square. So t is what? 10. 10 seconds is 10 seconds. The stone takes 10 seconds to reach the ground. But then guys, you don't immediately hear the sound, right? The sound has to travel back. So find out how long does the sound take to reach that. How will you find that out? We can do that by using the formula, that is speed of sound is equal to, we can say that it is nothing but v is equal to d by t. Height is 500 meter. Time is what you're supposed to find out. The speed of sound will take it as 320 meter per second. Alright, we'll take it as 320 meter per second. You can take it as 330 also. It's up to you. We'll take it as 330 because generally we take it as 320 or 330 meter per second, right? If you take it as 330 meter per second, if you simplify this, t is equal to 500 divided by 330, right? You'll get it as 1.5 seconds. The time taken for the stone to reach the ground is 10 seconds, and then it takes 1.5 seconds for you to reach the ground for the sound to reach you. So in total, what is it? 10 plus 1.5, which makes it 11.5 seconds. So the answer would be option number C. That's it. Option number C. 36th question, guys. Alright, I'm starting to lose my voice completely. So let's quickly finish it off. Here's the question, guys. A body P has mass 2 meters and velocity 5v. Another body of Q of mass 8m has a velocity 1.525 velocity. Find the ratio of momentum. Okay, again guys, very simple question. Momentum is equal to mass into velocity. For the first one, it's nothing but 2 into 5. So it'll be 10 mv. For the second one, P2 is equal to, again, mass is 8 into velocity is 1.25 v. So that'll be, again, that'll also be 10 mv. So what is the ratio? P1 by P2 is what? It'll be 1:1. So the answer is option number B. Very simple, because it's 10 by 10. No, 8 into 1.25 is also 10. 2 into 5 is also 10. So it'll be 1 is to 1 would be the answer. 28th question, guys. Again, I skipped a couple of questions in between because again those were too easy. So I removed 1 or 2 questions here and there, guys, because they were very straightforward, very simple. That's why I removed it. So don't worry. But again, ultimately you are getting good practice, so that is all that matters. Here's another one. A body falls from a height of 45 meters above the ground. Find the time taken by the body to reach the ground. Again, guys, very straightforward question. A super easy question. Okay, I should have removed this one also. Height is 45 meters. Initial velocity is 0. Acceleration to gravity is 10 meters per second square. Find the time taken. Use the second equation of motion. S is equal to ut plus half at square. Substitute the values. 45 is equal to 0 plus half into 10 into t square. 2 5s are 10. So 45 divided by 5 is equal to t square. 9s are 45. T square. So what is t equal to? Root of 9, which is nothing but 3 seconds. So the answer would be option number C, which is nothing but 3 seconds. Very simple. 39th question. An object is placed in front of a concave mirror of radius of curvature 15 centimeters at a distance of 10 centimeters, and find the nature and the position of the image. Would it be plus 30 centimeters virtual and erect, 30 centimeters real and inverted, minus 30 centimeters virtual and erect, or minus 30 centimeters real and inverted? Super easy question, to be honest. First of all, draw the ray diagram, guys. Concave mirror. Radius of curvature is 15 centimeters. That means what will be the focal length? That will be 7.5 centimeters. Right, because focal length is half the radius of curvature, so that's 7.5. Object is placed at 10 centimeters between this. If an object is placed between center of curvature and focus, where will the image form? Beyond center of curvature. So it cannot be positive. So these two options are all, it is in front of the mirror. No, all distance in front of the mirror is negative. So those two options are already removed. It cannot be virtual image also, because as long as the object is not placed in between focus and the pole, the image will not be virtual. So the right answer would be option number D. Simple, no need to calculate also. Direct answer, minus 30, real and image. That's all, real and inverted. Last question, 100% done. Last question. A vessel is 2 meters deep. How deep will it appear if it is filled with water and viewed from the top? Options are 2 meters, 3 meters, 3 by 2 meters, or 4 by 3 meters. Now for this case, you would need to remember a formula. The formula is apparent depth is equal to real depth into the refractive index of air, because light is traveling from air, divided by the refractive index of water. This is the formula. Now refractive index of air is 1, whereas the refractive index of water, if you remember, is around 1.5. So we can take it as 3 by 2. So that is the refractive index of water. Around 3 by 2 is the refractive index of water. It will be 4 by 3. 4 by 3 is the refractive index of water. Alright, refractive index of water is around 1.33. 1.33 is the refractive index of water, so that's 4 by 3. Alright, so 4 by 3 is the ratio. Put the values over here. Real depth is 2 meters. Refractive index of air is 1. Refractive index of water is 4 by 3. So 3 will go to the numerator. So what do you have left? So that's nothing but 2 into 3 divided by 4. 2. So the answer would be 3 by 2 meters. Option number C is the right. Again, one extra formula that you need to remember is this, guys. Again, it's a direct formula. You can put that over here. Real depth is apparent depth is equal to real depth into refractive index of air divided by the refractive index of water. And that is the 40th question, people. That is the 40th question, and we are done. That is it. Thank you for joining. Thank you for staying till the end. Make sure you check out the course without failing, guys. Without fail, make sure that you check out the course. 1,500 rupees, you're getting it. It's a amazing deal for you guys. Make sure you subscribe, make sure that you take it up, because that is going to definitely change your life and change your outlook towards exams, right? Thanks a lot for joining. Catch you guys in the next one. Do not forget to like, share, subscribe. See you guys soon. Take care of yourselves. Until the next time, this is Anoop signing off for the day. Have a great evening ahead. See you soon, guys. Bye bye.